Hello everybody and welcome to this new episode.
Today we will carry on with File 5, where we are going to interpret articles and reports, and then we will have a review about adding the suffix -ion to verbs to generate nouns, and then we will have a little review about the tenses, and of course by the end we will write a report.
Okay, now let's find out the headline that matches with the last earthquake that happened recently. 1. Anger in Albiar after Ramsey's tragic death. Birdman wins the Oscar film. Obama arrives in the UK. And finally, Nepal death toll exceeds 6,000. And of course, the headline is Nepal toll exceeds 6,000. With thousands accounted for.
Well, now let's read the article, about the earthquake that happened in Nepal recently, and then complete the table with information from it. Follow with me the text. So, the death toll from the earthquake that struck on Saturday has passed 6,000, and many thousands are still unaccounted for. The latest police report has confirmed 6,260 fatalities, with about 14,000 injured and thousands still unaccounted for. Thousands of villages have been devastated, with up to 90% of clinics and schools in some districts rendered unusable. Of course, you have the table what, when, where, and who. For what happened here, we have the answer is earthquake. When did it happen? Saturday the 25th May 2015. Where? The place? Nepal. Who? 6,265 Nepalese died and nearly 14,000 injured and thousands unaccounted for.
Okay, now let's move to the next activity, where you will have to match the questions to the answers. 1. Can you say how many Europeans died there? Justify. So, what about the answer here? So it is obvious. So, no, we cannot. No, we can't. Or, no, it is not mentioned in the text. Question 2. Can Nepalese kids go to school? So, the correct answer here is no, they cannot, or no, they can't, or just no.
Okay, well now, here is Alexis' activity where you have to match the words with the other words which are closest to their meaning. Of course, and here are the words. The answers comes as follows. Exceeds means is more than. Fatalities means catastrophic deaths. Devastated means completely destroys. Rendered, the answer is made.
Okay, now it is time to move to something new, which is word formation. So, in this activity, all you have to do is to put the words in the right column, depending on the ones that start with a prefix or end with a suffix. So, the words are unusable, destruction, unaccounted, and finally, delegation. Okay? So for words that start with a prefix, we have 1, unusable, number 2, unaccounted. And for words that end with suffix, we have 2, 1, destruction, number 2, delegation.
Well, now it is time to move to the next part where we will review the suffix -ion. All right. So in file 2 we had a review about the use of the negative prefix un. Today we will learn how to derive from a verb nouns using the suffix -ion. Follow with me the review. So we add the suffix -ion to base form of verbs to form nouns which express an action or a state. Act, action, collide, collision, destroy, destruction. Notice that it is not always same as the verb. So there are other suffixes for the same use. T-I-O-N, S-I-O-N, and A-T-I-O-N.
Okay, so as we always say that practice makes perfect, it is time for you now, to do the following activity, where you have to put the following words in the right column, after adding, of course, the suffix I-O-N. So the words are conclude, examine, prepare, comprehend, reduce, prevent, educate, permit, and finally contribute. So for words that end with the suffix T-I-O-N, we have prevention, contribution, reduction. And for words that end with the suffix S-I-O-N, we have comprehension, conclusion, and permission. And finally, words that end with the suffix A-T-I-O-N, we have examination, preparation, and education.
Now it is time to move to the third objective of today's lesson, which is about the tenses review, all right? So here we will see why we use some tenses and when do we use them. Follow with me the review. So start with the present simple, which is used for repeated actions or situation. The present continuous, that expresses temporary present activity in progress, a planned future activity, and then the present perfect, which expresses past experience with unspecified time or an action that started in the past and is not yet finished. The past simple, we use it to an event, an action, the particular time in the past that happened at that time. The past continuous and the past simple together, when we have a progressive event, we are connected with a short past event. The past continuous and the past continuous together when we have two simultaneous progressive past events or action. The future simple, we use it to express intentions for possible future actions or prediction for possible happenings, like in the conditional type 1. And of course, we can express the future with going to or the present continuous when we talk about a planned future action.
Okay, do you know how to use these tenses correctly? All you have to do is to have a look carefully at the following slides. So you have present simple, present continuous, present perfect simple, past simple, past continuous, and finally, future tenses.
Well, now it is now to put what you learned into practice with the following activity where you need to put the verbs in the correct tense. Follow with me. Today is special for workers at Germany's Opel Zoo. They celebrate the birth of a new baby giraffe. The zoo already display the pictures of the cute baby on the net. On that day, January the 2nd, 2014, 3 other female of endangered species give birth to lovely babies. The giraffes live in Kenya, Uganda, and Sudan before they become nearly extinct. You notice that here it's a kind of report about past events, so let's be careful with the answer. So the first one is going to be celebrated. Second one, we have the time marker already, so display is put in the present perfect, sorry. Becomes has already displayed. Give, gave, live, lived, and become, we have the final one, became.
Okay, so as you have noticed, the previous sentences were all talking about endangered animals. So this is our topic today. So Do you know how to write a report about an endangered animal? I will help you to do it correctly. So, how to write a report? First, gather information about the topic. 2, select and organize facts. 3, respect the report format. 4, use time markers or logical linking words. And finally, include the grammar forms related to articles in general.
Well, of course, here the tips are for writing reports in general. And today's report, it will be about an endangered animal. So we need to collect information and organize them. All right? So here how you should do it. You will start by who or what is the report about. Choose your chosen animal. And then what happened. What are the facts? All right? Where and when. And, of course, why.
Okay. Now, let's start with the warming activity, where you have to read and then complete the table with true facts. So, pandas are endangered species. They come from China. They are black and white and have big bodies and legs. But they have small ears. They feed on bamboo. They may live up to 30 years. They are hunted for their fur. So for the animal, I'm sure that you got it right. It's the panda. Its origin, where is it from? From China. What does it feed on? Of course, here it is bamboo. And how long can this animal live? Here it is 30 years. For description, you have black and white, big bodies and legs, small ears.
Let's move to the second activity where you're going to start planning to write your report by answering the questions so as to collect facts. Here are the questions about the Algerian gazelle. The first question is name of the animal. I already said it. Where does it live? What does it look like? What does it eat? How long can it live? What may cause its extinction? And of course, the last one, what can we do to save it? You may look on the answer, look for the answers on the net, or you can just ask people around. So the name of the animal here, it's the Algerian sand gazelle. Where does it live? It lives in the Algerian desert. 3, it is a small, light colored with long horns and big eyes. This is a description. What does it eat? It is an herbivore animal and it feeds on grass. Of course, next one is how long can it live? It may live up to 12 years. And what may cause its extinctions? Illegal hunting and loss of habitat. And what can we do to save it? Of course, stop illegal hunting and protect its natural habitat.
Okay, so all you have to do now, dear pupils, is to use the previous answers to write a report about the Algerian sand gazelle.
Using, what are they going to use?
Okay, they're going to use the answers.
Yes.
Okay, so it is the Algerian sand gazelle. It lives in the Algerian desert. It is small, light colored with long horns and big eyes. It is a herbivore animal. It may live up to 12 years. Its extinction is caused by illegal hunting and loss of habitat. And finally, stop illegal hunting and protect its natural habitat. Yes. So now here is a report. The Algerian sand gazelle lives in the desert. It is small, light-colored with long horns and big eyes, and it is a herbivore animal. It may live up to 12 years. The sand gazelle is an endangered animal because of illegal hunting and loss habitat. So we must stop illegal hunting and protect its natural habitat.
And of course, here the sentences were joined using connectors like because, of, and so. All right, mind using this when writing your reports. Now, that's all for today. Hope what we did today will be of great use to you so as to get ready for the BOM exam. See you next time.
See you.
Goodbye.